So we're here with Dr. Carol Montague, principal at Carver High School. Your return made a lot of headlines, big news. Some critics, of course, looked at it as a demotion. You looked at it as a chance to continue to do what you love doing.
Right.
Touch on that a little bit.
Okay, sure. When I first came, as you said, it was a lot of commotion from that. A lot of people thought that, she got demoted from assistant superintendent back to principal. But I love, one of the best jobs that I always tell my friends that I've ever had was being a high school principal.
Right.
And so I said, what is the best place to come? When I found out the position was open, it's back to the place where I start and what I love. When you're part of Carver Nation, it's like in your DNA. You just can't leave it.
When you're a yellow jacket, you're yellow. It's in the blood.
It's in the blood. It's in the blood when you're a yellow jacket. And I just wanted to come back because since I've left, it's been some change in administration. I wanted to come back, and I got tired of hearing the negative publicity and the negative comments and all about Carver Nation, which I knew was not that way.
Well, you on the outside listening in, you're like, no. That's not the. Let me go fix it.
Yeah. Well, not fix it, but let me come to be a part of.
But be a part
moving
of.
in the direction that we want to move.
Yeah. Good
with
stuff.
a team that was already here, that was already moving in that
Gotcha.
direction. So why not come and be a part of the success that had already been started?
Absolutely.
And so that's kind of like where my feeling was. And
I remember when I went back to radio, and I love radio. It's a part of my DNA. But I'll never forget my latest return. Every day I was thinking, this is what I love, but is this where I need to be? Do I need to be back here? Of course, some of my listeners are, we love you. This is where you need to be. But I wasn't sure if that place is where I needed to be. Is this where we know you love educating. We know you love doing this. Do you ever have doubts that this is where you need to be?
Since I accepted the job, I've never questioned myself, this is where I needed to be. I said to myself, why did I leave? More so, is this where I needed to be? Right. So I just, it's a place that I know that it's God's work, and it's where God has sent me. So sometimes you want to change your path, where God thinks, you think that you're supposed to be here, and God says that's not where you're supposed to be. And then God puts you back on the direction for where you are to be. And so I just believe that it's God's work, that He put me here for this reason.
And since you've been back, of course, there's been some challenges. What are some of the challenges you had to overcome, and how did you do them?
Well, one thing, when I left, we didn't have a Hispanic, an ESL population of students. So the population of students have changed a little bit. When I was here before, we did not have the Atkins and the Walkertown. And so therefore our student body has gone down. When I was here, it was 1,200 students. Now we're about at 700. So the enrollment is down a little bit. So the challenge of that we have a different population that we have to deal with. But more than the students that are coming through the door now are like the students that came through the door when I was here before. A student is a student, a high school student is a student. And we just have to work with them and meet them where they are. So I guess I've done some things to try to include our Hispanic population, our ESL students, by hiring a bilingual parent engagement coordinator. I also hired a bilingual secretary out front, because it's important for our students to feel that this is a part of everybody's
included. Exactly.
Everybody has to be included and feel a part of it. So those are some things that we've put into place.
Without a doubt. You're excited to be back, and a lot of your students are excited to be back. A lot of the parents are supporting you as well. But for the parents that may not have jumped right back into Carver, had a little hesitation, what do you say to them when they ask, why should my student or my child come to Carver? What do you
I would say to
them?
them that they're missing a gold mine. They're missing an opportunity and an experience that their students are missing. If you don't send them to their residential school, why not? I would ask them, why not?
Why not? Exactly.
Instead of, why should I? I would say, why not your child come here? And they said, why do you go there? And I say, why not go there? So my question is, why not? Right.
Well, there's been some victories. Let's talk about some of the things that's been working out for you right now. It's been about close to 3 months or so. What are some of the victories you've had so far since you've been back?
That's a great question. We have re-energized our partnership with Hanes Brands. So that's going on well within the center program that we have in place for our students.
Tell us a little bit about that program.
That program that we have is met with Hanes. We have a board that we agree on some incentives for our students, and some incentives in there with student of the month, attendance incentives, mastery
good.
learning if they can show growth in their classes, improvement of grades. Like if I got a B this time and I improve my grade to an A, they get something called legendary bucks. And with these legendary bucks, they get an opportunity to shop in our store. And the store is like they can go in and buy clothes, like Champion shirts. They can buy tights. They can buy socks. They can buy just actually like going to shop at the Hanes store over there off of Stratford Road.
I love the mentoring program you have for males, about 55 students involved in
the
that.
The Millennium Scholars is coming with our police department. It's helping us with that. We also have worked with a mentor program from Wake Forest University called Sparkles. And we have a club here that I started when I was here the first time called the Diamond Club. And we're trying to energize that club again with a group of young ladies. And so we've done some pretty positive things, as well as we have a partnership with the Black Lawyers Association here. So they become partners with us as well.
Many reasons why kids should come to Carver, right?
Many reasons why. why.
One of the things I really enjoyed, I helped a friend of mine do job fairs. And we finally brought it to Winston-Salem. A lot of Carver students were there. Young man one of your staff members brought the students there. And I've been helping out with this job fair for a while. First time I've ever seen someone bring high school students to explain to them how to apply for a job, what goes into applying for a job, image, and all of these different things that this young man was talking to the kids about. And he had me say a couple of words as well, had some of the employers talk to the children about how to prepare for the workforce. And I thought that was fantastic. And I thought about, there's Dr. Montague doing her thing. And it all starts at the top. You know, if the top has a great vision, then everybody else start sharing their visions. And I think a great leader makes the staff comfortable to share their vision. You know, sometimes if the leader is not open, some great ideas can just fall by the wayside. What do you want to say to some of the people out there that's watching this interview about the direction Carver is going academically?
Right. Well, the direction we're going with, we have our little theme this year called We're on the Move.
We're on the move.
Because last year, Carver exceeded growth. I take no credit for that because I was not here. So I said that's why I wanted to be a part of the success that's
the forward move.
The forward move. But I can say that we're on the right track. We have dedicated teachers here. We have hardworking teachers that care for our students. And we have students who come to school and want to learn.
Absolutely.
And you find that in any school. So why not send your child here that they can gain that experience?
Absolutely.
I can say that we treat students in a way that we listen to them, because we want to know that there's two sides to every story. And so it's not just the adult story against the student story. It's two sides to it. So let's figure out problems.
Absolutely. What do you feel the biggest need is as far as parent involvement with their students here at Carver?
Well, one thing is I know that a lot of our parents, which now we know, not just here, everywhere, parents work. So sometimes it's hard for them to get to meetings and to get to school and stuff. But I do want to stress that the hardest thing is to make sure your child come to school, because if they're not here in school, we cannot teach them.
Right.
So it's important for attendance to go up, for students to be here and to stay in school and to want to be here.
And that's why you have those incentives. For the enrollment. Yeah, I love that idea. And we're going to hear from some of your students and see how they receiving you and how things been going for them. I think those are the ones that's most important. Absolutely.
And I kind of like started this. One of my friends shared with me about the E-Cube.
Yeah.
And so E-Cube is I want to make sure when our seniors leave at the door, they're college and career ready, that they are enrolled in a university, they are enlisted in the armed service, or they are able to get employment. So it's important for us to be able to make sure that every kid that graduates from Carver is one of those E-Cubes.
Absolutely. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling right now?
I feel great about being here.
10 and a half.
Yeah.
15.
15. I'm off the chart.
You're off the chart. Dr. Montague, it's a pleasure to see you. Everyone heard all the other news. I wanted to come and just get an update and give you a chance to share with everyone the good news about what's going on here at Carver and to move forward. And I love what you said, how it was already moving forward and you just wanted to be a part of this winning team. the yellow jackets, that blood.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's hear from some of the students, see how they're doing.
Sounds
And
great.
I'm going to talk to some of
All
them.
right.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Montague. It's a pleasure.